Hello and welcome back. In this video, you need memory piece number 42. This is about a coordinate plane. So the title of this one is Coordinate Plane. And I debated how to present this to you. In our practice problems, we will only be dealing with points in this quadrant, in the quadrant 1. But I thought since we're learning about the coordinate plane, I would go ahead and just show you the entire thing and let you get used to the vocabulary of the coordinate plane. But keep in mind that in our practice problems for this workbook, we will be just in quadrant 1. Okay, before we tackle that one, and you can go ahead and glue it down if you want to, I want to come down here to the bottom and show you something, just simplified, and then we'll get to the complicated picture. If you draw a number line that runs horizontally, that is the x-axis. X always is horizontal for our purposes. And then you draw another number line that comes down this way. This is your y-axis. This center point is always the origin, which is another word for beginning. So to understand this coordinate plane, and that's what this thing is called, this entire picture is a coordinate plane. To understand a coordinate plane, you really need to understand the x-axis, the y-axis, and the origin. You really have to get those fixed into your mind as to where they are. Let me just tell you some information about a coordinate plane. A coordinate plane is a positioning system. Our Earth is marked with X and Y lines. Those are called, X's are called lines of latitude, Y's are called lines of longitude. So our entire globe is marked with these X's and Y's. And we use the global positioning system, GPS, to find places on the globe. A coordinate plane is a positioning system. A coordinate has an X and a Y. They're always in alphabetical order. And that is a coordinate for a point on the grid or on the plane. Let's just keep the words the same. So the purpose of this is to position. It's to give you locations of things on a plane, two-dimensional surface. So for example, if there is a shipwreck out in the ocean doesn't have mile markers. You can't say, turn left at the oak tree and drive 5 miles. And the ocean is just ocean. It's just water. So you use the type of system to map the ocean or the sky. It's a positioning system on a grid. So that's sort of the purpose of graphing on a coordinate plane. You can graph lots of things. You can graph pictures and lines and maps and all sorts of things. But I'm just trying to get you familiar with how this system works. Okay, so when you make a coordinate plane, you cut your grid into 4 sections. And those are called quadrants. This is quadrant 1. And those are identified with Roman numerals. Quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. And you're probably thinking, why is she drawing this when we have it already? I promise you there's a point. This is the most simplified version of the coordinate plane that I can give you. And it helped me to get that picture in my mind. I saw the origin, I saw my X and Y and my quadrants, and that's all. So start by studying this picture, get that fixed into your mind, and then we'll tackle this bigger, more detailed graph. Okay, so looking at this piece, it's saying exactly the same thing that you and I saw. We have the origin, which is the crosshairs. We have the y-axis, which is the north-south axis. Axis just means line. It's the y line. And then the x-axis we have moving left to right. And you have the quadrants. But we also have some numbers on this one. And I want to show you how to actually graph some points on the coordinate plane. We are going to graph 4 points. And I'm going to call those A, B, C, and D. Point A, here is the coordinate. Let me look. I'm just making this up. I want it to be at 10, 10. Okay. So here's how you graph it. You always start at origin. 10, that's the X line. So I'm going to move on the X line over to 10. Notice I'm not drawing. I'm using my laser pointer. And then from there, I'm going to go over 10, and I'm going to go up to 10. Over and up. And that's where I'm going to put my point. Over 10, up 10. So this is point A, and its coordinate is 10, 10. Over 10, up 10. So point A is in quadrant 1. And let's go ahead and write that down here. Just put it is in Q1. Okay, point B. I want you to put it at negative 10, 10. Negative 10, 10. So I go to the origin. Negative 10, that's back 10. I went too far. Back 10 and then up 10. So point B is going to be right here. Notice the difference. The X is negative, so I back up 10, but I'm still climbing 10. If you compare these two, the Y is the same, but the X is different. So point B is in quadrant 2. For point C, I want you to go back 10 and then turn down 10. So start at origin, negative 10, negative 10. So point C is down here in quadrant 3. Both coordinate factors are negative. Negative, negative. And then finally, point D, I want you to go 10, negative 10. Point C was in Q3. Okay, so 10 from origin, always start at origin. You go over 10, down 10. So point D is right here. Over 10 and then drop down 10. That is point D, and that is in quadrant 4. So you see how these coordinates give me the positions of the points. All right. And that is how you graph on the coordinate plane. You need to know the term origin. Origin's coordinate is always 0, 0. You don't move left or right or up and down. You are smack dab in the middle for origin. So origin is always 0, 0. Okay, if you have questions on this one, please contact your instructor. This can be very tricky for some people. It was for me because I have dyslexia and directional things are a challenge. So if you need some extra help with this, don't hesitate to reach out to your teacher. And I will see you soon for another skill. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.